So the last couple of days, I've been playing around with encrypted communications.
And you don't have to be a mega dork like me to be able to use these things. No, they come pre-made.
So we've all heard about GMRS, amateur radio, and all that good stuff, but there's one caveat that goes with it. You are not allowed to encrypt your communication. Even more so, it's hard to find a radio that can even physically encrypt your communication.
Well, that's where these LoRa mesh-tastic radios come in. So I went ahead and got 4 LoRa devices, all of them doing their own thing. And I think I have it figured out what they're great. So let's run through them real quick and find out which one of these is good for what. So the very first one that we have here is the Trekker Delta. The Trekker Delta from Spec5 comes preloaded with the software and everything you need to be able to connect it to your phone through Bluetooth and connect to the Mesh-tastic app. This allows for text communications to be encrypted. And yes, that does mean that no one who doesn't have your AES-256 key is going to be able to hear. But nonetheless, which one is this one good for?
Believe it or not, while the Trekker Delta was made for hiking and camping, I actually think that this is a great everyday carry if you're that much into LoRa or long-range communication. You can put it onto your backpack, your belt loop, your pockets, anything that has a clip, you can easily put it on there. But if that's not really your style, it does come with a way to actually set it down.
But the fact that it can be set down anywhere and has Bluetooth connectability means that I can set it down wherever in my house has the best range and then just use it from there. For example,
if I wanted it up there because I just talked to Northern Kentucky from Ohio,
well then I'll just keep it up there.
Now, this one is a tad different. If you look at it, it looks very different. This one I think is the most interesting of the Spec5. It is a FRS and LoRa node packed into one. It puts out 2 watts, so it stays legal, so that you have pure voice communication over the FRS or GMRS band. But if you notice, it has 2 antennas on there. That's because on the back of it is actually a LoRa node, meaning you connect it to your phone, and all of a sudden you now have texting abilities while hiking, camping, mobile, whatever you are doing. So what do I think that the Spec5 Pulse is the best for? I think that if you have a pack of 2 or more people who are hiking very closely together, well then all of a sudden using voice communication is better unless you want to text something and bounce off of each other's radios in case somebody is too far away for your voice to hear. So hiking in big groups, I think that the Spec5 Pulse might actually be pretty good.
Last but certainly not least is the one that I think most people would be interested in. This is a completely phone-free mesh-tastic device. This means you do not need your phone at all to send text messages via LoRa signals. As you see, I'm getting 13 of 64 people I've met right now. It comes with multiple programmable channels, encryption keys, and everything else like that. Every single thing that you can think of on Mesh-tastic, this does, including having a completely working GPS satellite. And just as a little quick overview, here's that GPS satellite in working, looking at all the nodes in my little area. You get it out even further and you can see where I talk to Northern Kentucky as well as all the way up into Fairfield, all the way from Cincinnati. Now this thing is a beast. It has a mesh detector, signal scanner. You can even trace back the routes of everything that you have going on. We have community group chats. And if you're not much into the group chats, well then of course they have direct messages. Sending this direct message, and then we walk right over here, well, you'll see that I just received that message. And yes, it does actually read you your message on here and on my phone. I think another big part of why I think this right here is actually such a great little machine is it'll tell you whether or not somebody has read, received, acknowledged, or any of the sort of your message. It'll even tell you if your message hasn't been delivered.
So what exactly is the Ranger good for? I personally think that the Ranger is going to be good for whenever you're going out hiking or camping completely by yourself. You have access to GPS, you have access to texting, finding other mesh networks, or being able to talk into the group chat all without your phone. So maybe bringing this as a backup is not a completely terrible idea.